Hey guys, this is Stephen SEO Floyd, and I would like to welcome you back to another edition of Source University. In this lesson today, I'm going to begin to talk to some of the on-page factors that you guys need to be doing for your local clients. Now, previously, we have covered some intro to link building. We have covered some client getting methods, and I touched on the on-page a little bit when we talked about citations. So as usual, guys, if you haven't watched the previous training, please stop, go back, watch that training, and come back. My training is meant to be done in order so that you can get the best impact. All right? So again, what we're going to talk about today is going to be a short introduction to doing on-page work for your local SEO clients. All right? So for this example, I'm going to use a local roofing company that's based here in Frisco, Texas, where I am. Guys, this is not my client, okay? Let me say it again so it's crystal clear. This is not my client. It is simply a site that I chose to use as an example because it had some of the elements that I liked, and I thought it would be easy for you guys to to check it out and kind of get the information I'm trying to share with you. All right? So the first thing that I would like to point out about this, actually, let me tell you a point first. So if you are from the United States and you learned how to read and write in school and your primary language is English, then that means that you learned to read and write from the left to right, top to bottom. Okay? So again, let me say that again. If you are someone who grew up in the United States and you learned how to read and write in school here in the U.S., then you were taught to read and write from left to right, top to bottom, okay? Now, why is that important? Okay, let me tell you why it's important. Because if you are building websites and landing pages for your clients, then you need to cater to what people are already used to, okay? So what does that mean for us? Well, what that means for us is a few things. First of all, the most important real estate on this page is going to be the top left corner, right? Because what I said earlier, everyone from the US, immediately when they go to a new page, your eye trails automatically to the upper left hand of the screen and then goes to the right, and then down and right and down and right, okay? So why is this important? This is important because you want to make sure that a few elements for your local pages are in these places that are key. So on this page, the top left has the name of the business, okay, with their logo and what they do, which is one of the most important things for someone to find when they land on your website. If they came from a Google search or another method, the first thing that you need to let them know is that, hey, I got to the right site, okay? And this company sells the product or service that I'm looking to purchase, okay? So if you look in the upper left, you see Elevated Roofing. And so right away, you know that this is a roofing company, right? All right. So that's kind of point number one, all right? The second most important place, again, is going to be immediately to the right, all right? And on this page, another thing that they did really well is after I know that I got to the right place, the next thing I need to know immediately is how do I get a hold of you, or what type of action should I take, all right? You want to begin giving call to actions as soon as possible because the whole purpose of them coming to your page is that you want them to do something. You want them to fill out a form. You want them to make a phone call. You want them to add a product to cart if it's an e-commerce type site, okay? Now, obviously, no one's going to add a roof to cart, right? This is a local service business. It's not a e-commerce business. So what a roofing company would like is they'd like for you to either call them or to fill out their form to request more information. So again, as you see on the screen, the phone number is very prominently displayed along with the first call to action, okay? Request a free inspection. So this page has two of the best elements in the correct places. All right, so that's what I wanted to start, with. All right, does it have to be exactly this? No, it doesn't. But this is a very common layout, and if you'll think about it, if you visit a lot of sites, this is a very common way that you'll see a site laid out. And the reason why is because big companies have spent millions and millions of dollars testing it And this leads to great conversions. Okay? All right. So again, moving with our left to right, top to bottom, the next thing that they have here is they have a nice slider. And again, they've done some good things in here. We've got a testimonial, which is nice, right? And so we've got some images that bring to mind the type of work that we need to have done. So again, the slider is good. We've got some nice testimonies. Testimonies are a trust factor, right? It's something that's going to encourage someone to want to purchase from this company. All right. So as we go down a little bit more, again, we have another call to action here. All right. Then we have some blog posts, which is fine. All right. Another call to action. Okay. A little bit more about the company. All right. So what we've done here is we've put a nice amount of words on the page. As you guys know, word count is important. It's more difficult to rank a page that has less content on it. All right. So this is a pretty good example of a local business page. All right. So it's got lots of keyword relevant words in here and things like that, as you'll see through. Okay. So far they're doing a pretty good job. All right. So the next part I want you to see is they've got all these trust factors here. Okay. So all these huge trust factors. So this is something, again, when people see this, when they see Google, when they see Angie's List, when they see Better Business Bureau, psychologically, people know of these as being huge, authority, trustworthy sites. Okay. So by putting these on your page here, you immediately are going to start to build some trust. All right. Now, of course, what these are is actually review widgets, right? When you click on each of these, it makes it easy for you to leave a review on Google or on Yahoo, right? So this is serving a dual purpose, right? So this is helping us get reviews in an easy way, which is great, right there on the homepage, but it's also giving us some trust factors, okay? So now we scroll to the bottom, and if you remember the last training, we talked about NAP, name, address, phone number, all right? And that, again, as I talked about before, it's super, super important for local. And what they have here is perfectly fine, all right? Now, they do have the fax number, but that's okay. And again, we've got some trust factors, right? GAF certified. GAF is one of, if not the largest producer of roofing products in the U.S., so this is a trust factor, okay? And then again, Better Business Bureau accredited, right? Trust, 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 okay? So again, as we talked about previously on the citation video, the name, address, and phone number is very important, all right? So this page is perfect for a single location business as is. If this business was only in Frisco, Texas, this would be great, all right? Now, one thing I do want to point out, here's a little tip or a little trick that you can do that I like to do. Sometimes Google can be silly, and having additional phone numbers on here can mess with you, okay? Even though it should know that that's the name, address, and phone number, sometimes having additional phone numbers on here is problematic, especially if you have, let's say you've used local tracking numbers, okay? Let's say you have 20 different cities and you've gotten a unique phone number for each one through a call tracking service like CallFire. What you can do is you can actually post these as an image, okay? So let me say that again. So when Googlebot is grabbing this page, it reads all of this. This is all text, okay? But then this, in this example, this fax here, that could be an actual image that you've uploaded, okay? So what happens is you've separated this from the NAP, okay? So I hope that made sense what I just said. It's actually a really good tip, guys. It really is going to help you a lot, especially once we get into building out those specific city landing pages, which we are going to do in future training, all right? So this is going to be the basic type of layout that you want. Excuse me, guys. I also forgot, you got your social icons up here. That's good as well. Again, another trust factor. So, as far as this page, I would score it very highly for a local business. I think that if you were in Frisco, Texas, and you needed a roof repair, and you landed on this site, I think that the probability of you making a phone call or filling out this form would be very high. It's very clean. It's very professional. It's easy to get to the information that you need to get to. I would assume that this landing page does very well for this business. All right. So that is going to be all for this video. But again, just remember the main elements here, because this happens to be a homepage for a local business, but the same thing would hold true if it were for a landing page or an inner page. All right, so guys, I'll see you in the next training. Thanks.